United States Senator John Kennedy. Hey, Mr. John, how are you this morning? How's D.C. today?
Well, D.C. is like D.C. always is, but I'm doing great. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Let me start with the headline that I saw, I think it was last evening. Senator John Kennedy rips state of Kavanaugh probes. The quote is, "Put down the bong." John, what were you talking about? What did you mean? What did you say?
This is no longer an effort to discover the truth. It's just all politics now. It's just power politics. Look, the allegations are by the Democrats that Judge Kavanaugh is a rich, drunk, lying sexual predator. Now, he has been through 6 FBI background checks. He's been through a Senate Judiciary investigation by our own investigators. He's now going through another FBI background check, and none of the allegations have proven to be true. And every time we come up with no evidence, our Democratic friends move the goalposts. Now they're back on this argument of, well, he doesn't have the right demeanor to be a justice. They call the guy a liar, a cheat, a drunk, and a rapist, and he defended himself. Now, I listened to both Dr. Ford's testimony and I listened to Judge Kavanaugh's testimony. This is no country for creepy old men. Folks who are victims of sexual assault should come forward. I want them to come forward. But some of my colleagues believe that you're morally tainted if you don't automatically believe the accuser. I don't agree with that. I think you're morally tainted if you don't treat both the accuser and the accused with respect and fairness and due process.
You know, Mr. John, you and I had spoken about the time that the Kavanaugh nomination was announced. What was it, a few months ago? Mm-hmm. And I said to you, or you said to me, I forget offhand, but the conversation was, this is going to be the ugliest, dirtiest, nastiest confirmation fight you ever saw. And yet, I don't think we had any idea it would get like this. Did you?
No. I'm very disappointed in the United States Senate. I think most Americans think we've hit rock bottom and started to dig. None of this is about a search for the truth.
Does this harm your relationship with your Democratic colleagues, the Senator Dianne Feinstein? Do you think it hurts the long-term relationship that you guys, you're a new senator. You're trying to get to know these folks.
Well, that's a great question, Erin. I've tried not to let it. I try not to make any of my comments personal toward another senator. I'm not going to impugn any senator's motives. I am going to speak frankly about strategies, and I believe completely, I think it's a fact that the strategy of our Democratic friends right now is just win, baby. Just win. Doesn't matter what the cost is, doesn't matter what the truth is, just win. Because Judge Kavanaugh is a conservative judge. Our Democratic friends want a Supreme Court justice who's willing to rewrite the Constitution at any time to advance social agendas that the Democrats can't get past Congress.
Did you see?
I don't think that's what the Supreme Court's for.
Did you see anything in Judge Kavanaugh, again, that raises concerns, whether it be his temper, talking about his drinking that maybe you suspect was maybe not quite fully what happened? Anything that you saw that leads to a red flag for you at all?
I'll tell you what I saw, Erin, at the end of that day when Dr. Ford and Judge Kavanaugh testified. It was a very, very powerful, it was very emotional. I saw 2 human beings in a lot of pain. I saw 2 human beings who honestly and sincerely believed that what they were saying is the truth. their version of the truth. That's why you have to look at corroboration. This happened 40 years ago. I don't know if we'll ever know the truth, but I will tell you this: at the party that Dr. Ford alleges, there supposedly were 3 other people, and not a single one of them has corroborated Dr. Ford's story. And that's just a fact, and you can't ignore that. Now they're trying to, they meaning our Democratic friends, are trying to disqualify Judge Kavanaugh because he drank beer in high school. He did. He threw ice. I understand the allegation this morning is that he threw ice on somebody at Yale in a bar. I mean, we've gone into the surreal. You know, the foothills are creepy here. If the Democrats were criticizing Judge Kavanaugh's body of work, his 307 opinions, or his judicial philosophy, I would love to have that debate.
Mr. John,
but
Senator...
they have ruined the life of Dr. Ford and her children and her spouse, and Judge Kavanaugh and his spouse and his children. Their lives will never be the same. And that's just not right.
Senator Jeff Flake, Republican from Arizona. For a while, maybe the most powerful man in America. What's he going to do if the FBI investigation comes back and clears again Judge Kavanaugh? Do you think he'll vote yes, or do you think he once again will wilt under the Democrat pressure?
I don't know. I do know this is down to 5 people. One of them is Senator Flake. The other one is a Republican. The Republican, Senator Collins from Maine. Senator Murkowski from Alaska. The 2 Democrats who are still undecided are Joe Manchin and Heidi Heitkamp. And I don't know what they're going to do, but I do know it's time to vote, and it's time for every senator to be a senator, to woman up or man up and stand up in front of God and country and say, this is how I'm going to vote.
Do you think there's going to be any single Democrat, or maybe 2, that actually, to use your phrase, stand up?
Robert, I don't know. I mean, if you'd asked me before all this stuff began, I would have said yes. But I really don't know how they're going to vote. I just know it's time to vote. We have gone into a strategy of delay, stall, restall.
Because they're really what when you see that, when you see that question asked, where's a Democrat to stand up? In my mind, what you're asking is a Democrat to stand up for decency. Isn't there just one?
Not my version of decency. I mean, they couldn't defeat Judge Kavanaugh on the merits, so they've gone to character assassination. Now, one's character and demeanor is important for being on the United States Supreme Court, but accusations don't make something true. You have to have corroboration.
Senator Kennedy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
The FBI says they're going to have their report by Friday, and I'm hearing you guys are going to vote on Friday. Is that what the timetable looks like right now?
Senator McConnell is going to invoke cloture, start the clock running. Cloture is just ending debate. And even after you end debate, you have to wait 30 hours. He's going to start that process. I think we will vote this week or this weekend. It's time.
And will you actually get to see the FBI report before you vote?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I think Senator McConnell is going to schedule the vote right after the FBI report comes out.
And you're not expecting any surprises from that?
I don't know. I mean, if the FBI comes back with something that disqualifies Judge Kavanaugh, I'll vote no. But after 6 prior investigations, if I were a betting man, I say they're just going to come back and say, well, we didn't find anything. We'll look again if you want. We'll look 100 times if you want, but there's nothing there.